I have no idea what he's doing. But here's the deal. Buster has been being a complete asshole most of the day to Dharma. Hissing, growling. Ugh. Anyway, so I sprayed a ridiculous amount of catnip on that scratcher toy. And was just like, I'm going to get him so high, he's going to be a nice cat again. He's so high right now. Dharma, what's going on with your brother? She's like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. He's so high. Oh my gosh, Mom's moving. Paranoid. Paranoid. So there's Stitch Mania in a basket. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, back to stitching. Well, I'll show you guys what I'm working on. Still working on my Salem piece. It's Friday night. What day is it? 16th? I think today's the 16th. Yes, it's June 16th. I'll leave this here. I am home stitching, and I went and got myself some Mexican takeout, and I'm home alone with the crazy cats. Jim went with his brother to some kind of Metal Man, Metroid Man, I don't know, some kind of metal concert. So that's where they are. Some band member that used to be in some band called Converge. Those of you out there who know these bands are going to be like, oh my gosh, she's totally ruining this. She's getting nothing correct. But, you know, it's not my bag, yo. Oh, shit's about to go down. Let's watch. I think Dharma just totally chickened out. I'm so glad he's high and not angry. So I can deal with this Buster so much better. Yeah, she's sneaking up on him. So this is like over 3 minutes of just me letting you guys watch Buster. This is just lots of fun for you. I have a list of things that I need to film. I was going to film like a big video tonight, and that just didn't happen. So I'll do that tomorrow, maybe. Tomorrow or Sunday. I'm going to go through all my sampler haul. I'm going to talk about another SAL I'm going to do. I've got a big list. Oh my gosh, he's so high. This may be the highest I've ever seen Buster. Buster, are you high right now? Yeah. All right, bye guys. Hey guys, I guess this is the first real video of this vlog, so feeling a little low there. Maybe my phone won't fall over. I have a lot to show you guys. I actually have a list. The first thing I want to show you is how far I've gotten on my Salem piece. And you guys know what it looks like. I keep showing you because now I have no idea where the front page of the chart is. Oh, there it is. Exodus 2016. This is what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, Dharma, I know. Mommy has stuff everywhere. This is where I've gotten so far. I moved the Q-snap this morning, so you can't really see a lot of my stitching because it's over here. So what I'm going to do is insert my progress pics so far since the last vlog here. So that's everything that's up underneath here. What I'm going to keep pushing along on this one and see if I can finish it. I would really like to finish this after all the starts from Mania. I think I started like 19 things. We'll get back to that in a minute. So I've got to do this house, and then there's a tree and some flowers and some tombstones. Actually, if you'll notice in the picture from here, there's supposed to be a heart down there, and I just mirrored the tombstones, made them like a row bigger so that they fit better, and did that there. Got to do the vine up here, finish the words out in the border. And then here is where I'm going to be redesigning. In fact, I have redesigned pretty much. I'm going to wing part of it. I've got that here. This is a very loose redesign, like sketch. And the tree is pretty much down. The flowers and the noose, I'm going to try to cover up part of it where I've redesigned. Tree is going to go in there and be kind of super creepy and gnarly and like a tree that was used to unjustly kill people. It's kind of what I'm going for. I hope I nailed it, but I hope it translates well to being on this fabric. And of course, once I get it stitched in, if you guys like it and you own this piece, I'll be happy to share this with whoever if you're interested in creepy gnarly tree instead of happy Puritan ladies and hearts. But everything else is pretty much as is except for a couple of color changes. So it's working okay on this fabric and based on the dye lots that I got. So that's Salem. What is next? I framed, well, I'll show you in a second what I mean by framed, but I framed what Sarah got me. Stitcherella, Natasha, found this on clearance, girl. You know where I got it. And I think it's perfect because, you can see me in there, the thread that she used is variegated and it has this shade of red every now and then. It may not be picking up on here. But anyway, I just positioned it in here to make sure that it would fit. This is what I mean by framed. Just hang it like that, right? Like that's appropriate. I'll get it in there better. But she took the time to make this for me and I love it so much. I wanted to get it framed much faster than I'm framing stuff that I'm finishing myself, which is at this rate never. But I really need to take some time and do some finishing and framing. I need you guys to hold me to that. While I was there buying that frame, I picked up this. I had seen the one on clearance and went back to get it and it was gone. It wasn't there. So this one is still there in the aisle, regular price. But, you know, I used a coupon and got it much cheaper and hopefully we'll be able to use it for a while. I have a piece. I won't share which one. If I ruin it or make it better, I'll show you guys then. But I have a piece I have a good bit done on. And the more I work on it, the more I love it, but not the fabric. So I'm going to figure out a way to use this and age the fabric with the stitching already on it. Cross your fingers, guys. Let's hope I don't screw that up. The next thing I want to show you guys is random things that Jimmy Flosstube has bought me this week. And one thing that I've had for a while that I think I've shown before, but just in case Mackenzie has never seen it, I need to reshare it because it's one of those thrifting stitching saves that's dear to my heart. It's like the only one that I've ever actually bought, and it hangs coming up the stairs that from the foyer of our house. Like, it's the main thing you see. But first off though, my husband went back to my hometown this past week. He's been on call, and that means that he works a lot at night and he has his days off. But Jim can't sleep during the day. So he went to trade day. So you guys have an idea what trade day is like? I'll insert a couple of pictures that he sent me here. So that's trade day. It's just, there's not much else like it. But he found this and sent me a picture of it. I'm gonna have to move back so you guys can fully see this. Okay, I'm sitting on stuff. Sorry. That's haul. It's so creepy. It's so creepy. It's creepier in person. He bought me this. It's huge, guys. It's in this old wooden frame. I love this. The really, really odd part, it really needs to be cleaned. It's so dirty. It smells like it's been in somebody's attic. This guy, like, he's like missing an eye or something. Anyway, good job, Jim. This is an old wooden frame. And it's got like a linen mat that's exposed in the frame. I don't know what you'd call that. Good job, Jim. You brought this home for me. No idea where we're gonna hang it. He says it creeps the heck out of him. So I'm not allowed to put it in our bedroom where the guy stares at Jim in his sleep. I thought about that wall over there, but right there is Jim's chair. And I think he would feel like the guy was staring at him in his recliner. So there's that. He also bought me this week. Like $2 he found this. How awesome is that? And it's a bell. I looked it up because I had never seen a bell like this. It's stamped India. Let me get the light on it again. It's stamped, he brought this home yesterday. It's hard to read. Something brass India 2A. But I looked it up and these are called claw bells, rightly named, because these are like claws, or elephant bells. I guess these were seen in two different places. Either this was like buttoned on to leather straps on elephants in India, or these were also used in Buddhist temples. This is a really big one. So, I mean, elephants are huge. This wouldn't be heavy for it. I don't know. I don't know how old it is. I don't know what it was originally used for. I don't know if this one was just made for the tourist trade once people started thinking that they were cool and it was just reproduced to send out. But I will say that one of the things that I found online stated that if it said made in, it was made 1920 or after, because there was like an import-export law that it had to be stamped that way. This one does not say made in. I'm hoping that that actually means that this one is pre-1920, which is pretty freaking awesome. I love it. I freaking love it. So good job, Jim. You really made your wife happy with that one. I've got it right now over on the table underneath our television with some of my other finds. McKenna, check this out, girl. This is my favorite stitching thrift find, and the only one that I've ever actually purchased. Insert young girl strangling dog. It's actually like a needle point. Sorry, all you're getting is glare. It's actually like a needle point because it's tint. Then her face is over one, but it's full coverage stitching. I love this piece. Like I said, this is at the top of our stairs when you come into our home. I love it so much. But yeah, when we saw this in the antique store, and it was like marked down clearance because I guess no one wanted the young girl strangling the dog. We got it for like 12 bucks, and I ran to the register with it. Ran to the register with it. Love her so much. And this, on the back it says Unicorn Frame and Gift Shop. That's all it says. I love it. So I need to hang that back up in the foyer. Now what? For those of you who have been waiting for my sampler haul, the time is at hand. Are you ready? I hope you are. Let's do this. Starting from the top in no particular order. This piece I bought because I guess I figured like I didn't have enough quasi full coverage pieces in my life. This is by Theron Traditions, number 17, New England Schoolgirl Sampler. I loved the house. I loved the hill, the girl, the ship, the houses, the border. I loved all of it. It says, "For health and strength and daily bread, we praise thy name, O Lord, amen." A lot of these, you're going to hear me say if there's a religious reference in them, something else is getting charted where the words are. I'm sorry, that's how I'm going to do it, because it's not me. But the design of the rest of the sampler is amazing. So if you're interested, Theron Traditions, number 17, New England Schoolgirl Sampler. I've seen this one again since I bought it, so a decent amount of stitching. And I'm looking to see if there's anything in here that is more than just, yeah, there's a few specialty stitches in this. Queen stitches, there's some petite point, rice stitch, long arm cross, and Palestrina knots. That would be interesting. Where is that? What's a Palestrina knot? Anyway, I'll figure that out. I'll learn what that is. So there's that. This is Weeping Tree Sampler by the City Stitcher. I just really liked this one. I love willow trees though in houses, so win-win. It says, "Here my work forever stands, the labor of two busy hands." This one has some lazy daisy stitches, some satin stitching, and eyelet stitches. In fact, if you get really close, you can see that is that a sheep? What are you? I think you're a sheep. The sheep is done in eyelets. Oh, the border is satin stitching. It's really pretty. Trying to figure out where the lazy daisies are. Anyway, you can see that triangular border. That's satin stitching. This is one that I think my sister would like. I'm still trying to figure out just the right piece to do for her. This is the Scarlet House. Maria Pillings, 1818. This one is still easy to find. If anyone is interested. It drew me in. I loved all of the motifs, in particular this feather. Just really liked that feather. This says, "When this you see, remember me, and keep me in your mind. Let all the world say what they will, speak of me as you find." And it has the name and the year. I guess now is a good time to ask you guys' opinion. Some of these charts are charted with the original name and year and encourage that. And some of them say, if you stitch the original name and year, insert your name as well. And then in some places it makes it sound like you feel free to take this name out and put in your name. What do you guys think about that? Like, what? I think it's good to honor the person that originally did it, but then the part of me really, I put a lot of work into it and they designed it, but I would want my name on it for future generations to know that I stitched this one. And maybe on the back of it, put, you know, the name and the date and stuff of the original person that stitched it first. Put your thoughts in the comments, because that's something I'm really interested in knowing, what you guys think about that. What's the best way to do it? To just do it right, you know? So there's this one, the Scarlet House, Maria Pillings, 1818. And another Scarlet House one, really like their stuff. This is Jane Hopkins, 1801. This one is also pretty easy to find. I showed this one to my mom and she was like, that's really morbid. But a lot of these had morbid verses on them. It says, "Keep death and judgment always in your eye. None is fit to live, but who is fit to die. Make use of present time because you must. Take up your lodging shortly in the dust." It's so pretty and so morbid at the same time. Of course I bought this. Of course I bought this. So there's that. The Scarlet House, Jane Hopkins, 1801. This one is Queenstown Sampler Designs, Rosina Payne, 1834, as I get the cat hair off of it. I really liked this. I liked the motifs. I liked this beautiful floral section. I know, Dharma, it's beautiful. And do you know who I know really understands me when I talk to her? Deborah Fassler. You get me, because you talk to Princess as much as I talk to Dharma in your videos. And I love that. Don't we, Dharma? Okay, I'm going to read this verse because there's so much of it, and then I'll show it to you again. "Of many threads this piece is made, like men together mixed. The thread of life is snapped, and then men's doom is ever fixed. The colors of the silk do show the different degrees. One man is high, another low, but death takes which he please. The threads in silk alike are crossed, and so is life's rough sea. The mariner is on it tossed, and crossed about is he. This piece of canvas first was white, and so we all must be, and in Christ's righteousness be dressed, and from black sin set free." The reason I'm hesitating a lot there at the end is I'm going to show you. This is definitely one of those samplers that was recharted just like it was initially done, because Rosina Payne, who did this, like, didn't exactly work it out well enough and ran out of room for her words and just like shoved them in. I'll show you what I mean. You can see that those words are just wedged in there. I love all of the verses on this. Of course, minus the Christ righteousness portion. But I can rework that and leave the rest of it as is. Because it's beautiful. I love the birds and the trees and the flowers and these moths. Looks like more moths again. Gorgeous. Queenstown Sampler Designs, Rosina Payne, 1834. This is a newer one, but I love it. This is by the Sampler Company, Brenda Keys. This is Providence Sampler. Again, I'll probably change the few words that are on here. It says, heaven is our hope and Providence our guide. I bought this one for several reasons. The border is gorgeous. This entire scene, perfect. This pelican-like bird that's as big as the house flying over. I love the man with the cane and all of this. But these two little girls here, the creepy little girls under the umbrella, I'm going to call this my shining sampler. Creepy little twin girls under the umbrella. Providence Sampler by the Sampler Company. I love this, by the way. Figured out a way to show you this. This is included in her chart. I have another one by her. I'm not sure if that's in there or not. But this would be good to put on the back of your frame. It's just a little piece of paper where you can fill in the stitch by and the year. Yeah, love it. I'm going to have to figure out a way to make myself some of those to put on the backs of my pieces. Let's see. Just kind of checking out what we got here. Okay, still got a lot. This one I bought because of the colors and the floral border. I mean, it was just amazing. This is by The Gathering Place, and it's Floral Sampler 1. Those colors and those flowers in the border. Might rework part of it where the alphabet is to where it actually says something. That border, guys, is pretty. That one's not at the top of my list though, but it was the first time I had seen it and I wanted to get it just in case I regretted not getting it later. One of the sellers that I bought stuff from, you know, we justify shipping, we look through the rest of what they have. This is not a sampler, but this has been on my wish list for some time, and they had it for like $2 or $3, so I bought it. This is Blackbirds by All Through the Night. It says, I value my garden more for being full of blackbirds than cherries. Of all the charts that I bought, this one was Jim's favorite. Go figure. Speaking of buying charts when you're getting from a seller, when I bought the Little House Needleworks Exodus chart, I also bought this Little House Needleworks chart because I thought it would be one that would be neat to do because it lists the states that both Jim and I are from. It's called 13 Colonies. It's one of the bigger Little House charts. Has a nice colonial feel to it. But it lists, of course, the first 13 colonies. This one I found and bought because of Ampy Stitcher. I did buy this, and unfortunately, it did not come like this. I accidentally did that. I had put it in my bag, my work bag, and then I think I put something else in on top of it, so that kind of makes me mad at myself that I creased it. But I have this for when I want to do it. And this is when the owl and the witch together are seen, there's mischief brewing on Halloween. If you really want to see this, go check out Ampy Stitcher's. I think it was her first video she showed where she had finished this. Amazing. Okay. This was an expensive one, but I really wanted it, guys. It kind of reminds me of Dutch Beauty. I think that's why I liked it so much. This is a Queenstown sampler design. I'm going to butcher this. Maria Genuaria, 1833 to 34. This is an accurate reproduction of a Portuguese sampler held in the Queenstown Sampler Collection. This one I know is still on 123 Stitch. I found it a little cheaper on eBay. Grabbed it. I love these samplers with all of these interesting motifs, and every time you look at it, you see something that you didn't see before. So if you get in close, you can tell that all of the borders are different on each side. And there's just so many interesting things. I love the carriage and the horse at the bottom. I think that's my favorite. That and the ship. I love the water wheel. Queenstown Sampler Designs, Maria Genuaria. Love that one. This is a French chart. I actually pulled it out and was looking at it, and it's pretty much all in French. So hopefully I can figure out how to do any of the specialty stuff that's on it with not being able to speak French. I am not even going to try to pronounce the name of the company, but I will tell you this is Jane Jones, 1843. As you can tell, I really enjoy the samplers that are more motif heavy and not so much like alphabets. I want it to have heavy motifs, and instead of an alphabet or in addition to an alphabet, at least some kind of lovely verse. Or a verse that I can rip out and replace with something I like better. Speaking of ripping out verses and replacing with something I like better, that's what I'll do this one. But I enjoyed the border and the heavy section at the bottom so much, I knew I needed to get it. The animals on this are so creepy. This is Threads of Gold, E. Davies. Get you in close so you can see the animals with their weird tongues hanging out and strangely bent legs. Yeah. I'll read you the verse in case you're interested in it, and it would be something that would draw you to this chart. Let praise to our shepherd begin, who tenderly makes us his care, who came to redeem us from sin and save us from every snare. His pastoral love we adore, who clasps in so dear an embrace the souls that his mercy implore to save them by infinite grace. It really is lovely. But I've already been thinking I might put in some type of Grateful Dead or Bob Dylan lyrics instead. Don't judge. 2 left. And these are probably 2 of my favorites. I don't know. I like a lot of these so much, but these 2. This is a Scarlet House one. This is still available. You can get this on 123 Stitch. There's a story with this one. I found it cheap on eBay, so I bid on it. And then someone else bid on it, so I bid on it again. And then they bid so high that they were paying more than it is on 1, 2, 3 Stitch. But they won it, and I guess that's what it was about. But the really funny part is if they would have just looked, there was another one on eBay that was cheaper, buy it now, than what they ended up giving for this, or the one on 1, 2, 3 Stitch. So I just said, okay, you can have it, and I went and bought the other one. Sometimes I think eBay people get way too into like winning. So this is 7 Sheep Sampler. I love this. There's a lot of pink, guys. There's a lot of pink. It will not be pink. It will be orange, because that's how I roll. See the couple at the bottom. This tree is fantastic with the acorns. The squirrel who has been impaled by this tree in his posterior is great. The border is fantastic. All of these little motifs. We're gonna take this out. It's just way too shiny. And it's too beautiful for you not to be able to see it there. Hold, please. There we go. The bird on top of the tree. I do not like how every other word is a different color. The pink especially is really hard to read. But with that said, I would rework this section anyway. I think it was Tracy P. I was talking to about this one. I would really like to make this one really personal to me and Jim. And we have we have 2 songs that we consider our song, one of which I mentioned in the last video, which is the Men at Work song Overkill. And one of the reasons that that kind of became our song is the last time that we got back together, that was, we saw it in a TV show and Jim would sing it to me and he tried to teach me how to play it on the guitar and he learned it on the guitar, and I don't know, it's just very meaningful to us. The other song that we consider our song is, you know, if you can imagine Jimmy Flosstube being romantic. After we eloped and got married, after we came home, he put a record in and said, let's do our... I'm back. My phone's been doing that a lot lately, where it's like maximum recording time reached and it just stops recording. I think I just have too much space filled on my phone, so I have to upload to my laptop and then delete, and here we are again. But I was saying, Jim and I have 2 songs. One is the Overkill song. The other one, after we got back from eloping, we put on a vinyl record. He said, let's have our first dance. Very romantic. And of course it was Led Zeppelin, but it was the Rain song. And beautiful, beautiful song. And I had thought I would choose some of the lyrics, like a verse or so, and stitch that in here. And it would be very meaningful to us, and it would be lovely. So that's my plan. I actually told Jim I wanted to do that, and he loved it. He thought that was a wonderful thing to do, and it would make the sampler very much us, and it's something that we could have forever. So this is going to be probably the next one that I start. I just have to find linen that I'm happy with. It's charted for Gloriana and Dinky Dyes, and has a GMC conversion, a DMC conversion, and then it also has a Gentle Art conversion, which honestly is what I'm most interested in, even over the silks. I'm learning that about myself. I like the color variation you get in that. And it's like a midpoint in price. So I think that's the route that I'll go. I like this so much. But of course, I will trade out the pinks for rusts and oranges. It'll be beautiful. So my 7 Sheep Led Zeppelin sampler. Last one. I love how old this one looks. It's reproduction sampler number 3 by Homespun Elegance. It's the Lucy Red sampler. This is another candidate of one that I would do for my sister because she loves this style. Like, this might as well already be hanging in her house. Actually, when my mom saw this one, she said, your sister would like that. It says, it's got alphabets across the top, and then it's got the Lucy in red and when she was born and some family initials and whatnot, which if I did it for my sister, maybe I could figure out how to put in some of our family stuff. And it says, save me alike from foolish pride and impious discontent. Sir, please tell me that this particular shade of brown is so close to the fabric color right here, it's really hard to read. And something, something thy wisdom has denied, or aught thy goodness. Something, something. If I am right, thy grace impart, still in the right to stay my heart. If I am wrong, oh teach to find that better way. Teach me to feel another's woe, to hide the fault I see, that mercy I to others show, that mercy show to me. Even if I can't read all of it, you kind of get the idea behind the sampler. Be a good person. Care for others. And these houses and this floral number here, guys, that is gorgeous. I can't remember if I got this one on Etsy or eBay, but I have seen 1 or 2 others out there as I was looking for this one, trying to find the best price. So it's out there. That's it. That is my sampler haul. So if you guys have any thoughts on those, ones that you love, ones that you think I should do next, changes that you think I should make on top of what I've already said I want to make. But I'm telling you, this one's going to be one of the next ones. Let's flip through again to see if there's anything else I wanted to tell you guys. This one might be a start in the not too far future, just because it's not huge. This is the Maria Pillings 1818. That's one that, you know, a finish in the future could be possible. What else did I want to tell you guys? Now that I'm thinking about it and looking at how long I've been talking, I might go ahead and upload this today so you guys can enjoy the sampler haul. And oh, I bought another chart that's on its way to me. Half stitch, cross stitch, as you guys know her, or Dina South. She is starting a stitch along. She mentions this in one of her recent videos for the Nantucket Rose piece by Lavender and Lace. They're going to start that August 1st. Of course, I grabbed it and I'm joining in because FOMO. Plus, I've always loved that piece. And now that I feel much more comfortable with changing colors, I feel comfortable starting it. Because I love the design, but it always has so much pink in it. I'll just change it. So that's okay. If you're not sure what Lavender and Lace Nantucket Rose looks like, I'll insert a picture of it here. Beautiful piece. It does not look small. I've got to figure out if I have a fat quarter that I could do that on. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do it on though, and I don't have a piece of it. It's one of my favorite fabrics. So I might have to grab a fat quarter of that to do it on. But I'm not set yet, so I'm not going to say anything. But of course, it would make it moody and darken it up and make it more of an Emily piece. I'm kind of excited about the possibility of this piece on that fabric. I used the viewer to see what it would look like, and yeah. It's Father's Day weekend here in the States. And when you've lost your dad, Father's Day weekend sucks. And I think that the people who are responsible for marketing of Father's Day weekend, like, don't think about the possibility of how it affects people when they send you like 10 emails a day or Etsy notifications to your phone asking you if you've got your dad a present yet. No, I haven't, because I can't. So that's frustrating. And Jim and I don't have kids, but we do have kids. So we kind of years ago started celebrating Father's Day and Mother's Day, like for our furry children. And like, he bought me a Mother's Day gift this year, and we had a nice dinner, and that's just what we do. If you think it's silly, then whatever, we do it. So I still haven't, it's the day before, and I still haven't gotten Jim anything for furry Father's Day. So after I do some stuff here, I'm gonna go out and find him something. I tried to go yesterday because Jim really needs, he's lost so much weight. He needs some clothes that fit. He's bought some smaller shirts, but he hasn't bought smaller pants. And like, he cinches his belt up so much now that like his belt is here and the like button to his jeans are here. That's not comfortable. And he's having a hard time finding jeans that he likes because skinny pants are really in, and Jim's not a skinny pants kind of guy. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to find him at least one nice pair of jeans for Father's Day. So I'm gonna do that. He's not gonna be home tonight until probably at least 9 because he went to go work a vintage toy show with a friend of his, which means he has to work, but he gets in for free. So Jim's super excited. They're going up to like Chattanooga, Tennessee for that show. So it gives me plenty of time to do some me stuff, go shopping for a gift, to get him a card, maybe a little something else. And plan what I'm going to make him for dinner tomorrow because he likes homemade stuff. And he said that he would really like a salad and a nice dessert. I'm thinking I'm gonna get stuff for a salad. And then his favorite thing in the world is homemade lasagna. With homemade sauce, homemade everything. So maybe I'll make a little lasagna, because the problem with Jim is if you put something that he loves in front of him, he's just gonna eat and eat and eat. So I thought maybe I'll make, instead of a 9x13 lasagna, maybe I'll make a little 8x8 lasagna. We'll see. I won't say that. So salad, tiny lasagna, maybe a dessert. Father's Day only comes once a year, right? So I gotta get the stuff for that, and I'll get up tomorrow morning and start homemade sauce. It'll be tasty. He'll love it. He won't be mad long. I think that's it, guys. So I'm gonna cobble this together and get it uploaded so you can enjoy it today or this weekend. And then maybe I'll have something else for you later this month. I really want to focus in on some finishes in the near future. Oh, that's what I was going to say. WIP count. I mentioned in my last video, I now on my Excel spreadsheet, I've got my WIP tab, I have my almost give up tab, and a bunch of other little tabs for organization and planning. But my WIP tab, I am up to 34 active WIPs. I know, like, some of you have in the 60s and 70s or hundreds. 34 is a lot. I'm okay with it. In fact, you heard me, I'm already talking about, well, I might start this, so I'm going to do this. It's not a big deal. But I also like to have finishes sprinkled in here and there. So I'm going to try to finish this. I am also going to try to finish Book of Spells. I feel like I'm close. I started that mania last year. I feel like I can get that done, if not this month, next month, and get that finish in. Another reason I really want to get that finish in is I really want to get that framed, and I have like this super awesome coupon that I have to use before July is over. And I would really like to see Book of Spells in some crazy ornate black frame, professionally done. So I'm giving myself a goal. Now watch me not be able to do it, and I've told you guys I want to. So that's it. Cobbling that together, getting this up, getting some stuff done. Got to get a package ready to go out to another stitcher. Got to got so much to do. So rather than rambling to you guys, I'm gonna get on it. Enjoy this. Happy stitching. Happy Father's Day. Do you. See you later. Last thing, and then I'm really gone, I promise. I brought up my WIP number, not only to say I want to finish some stuff, but like last night, I sat and stitched and watched 3L Threads Trisha do a WIP parade, and I loved it. I loved it. I loved seeing all of her stuff. So, would you guys be interested in that? Would you be interested in me pulling out all 34 of my current WIPs and showing them off? If so, comment down below. Let me know. That's something that I can totally do. And again, I'm breaking out like a teenager. Anyway, just wanted to get that in there. Talk to y'all later.